If someone asked you to count this rhythm, could you do it? Looks pretty easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about this rhythm? Does it look harder or easier? 9 times out of 10, I have students that struggle with this rhythm. They're playing less notes, but somehow it's more difficult. These are quarter rest, and they are only 1 beat long. So this quarter note is equal to this quarter rest. It's the same amount of time that goes by. One is just a sound and one is silent. So if we go back to this rhythm, we're just going to think on beats 2 and beats 3. That's why we have to have a good steady beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about this rhythm? Can you do this one? Remember, rests aren't there for you to actually rest. They're there for you to have silence to a steady beat. 3. All right, let's do eighth notes. Notes are what you get when you divide 1 quarter note in half. You get 2 eighth notes. You would say 1 for the quarter note. You would say 1 and for the eighth note. 1, 1 and. Remember this measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's change out beat 2 for a pair of eighth notes. We're still going to have our 2 on the first eighth note, then we're going to have an and on the second eighth note. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Switch out the first quarter note with a pair of eighth notes. And put 1 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Eighth notes are just the subdivision of quarter notes. We're just dividing each of them. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Which is why your band director might tell you to subdivide in order to not speed up or slow down. If you think eighth notes while you're playing, it's going to help you stay in time better. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Because you're helping the music lock in together like a puzzle. All right, we're going to learn off beats. So we have our simple rhythm here of 1 and 2 and. And if we can say that, we can say off beats. So let's try that. Here's our steady beat. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Got that. We're going to take out beats 1 and beats 2 and put rests there. So turn those into just plain eighth notes, and then we have eighth rest. Beats 1 and 2 are still there. They're just in the rests. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and. But we're going to think beats 1 and 2. And 1 and. I often have my students whisper the 1 and the 2, feel beats 1 and 2 with their toe. 1 and. That is too tricky. You can add beat 1 back in and just think beat 2. 1 and 1 and 1 and. Rests are always easier to play if you put the note back in, figure out what the rhythm was with the notes in there, and then take the notes out. You should be able to count it perfectly. 16th notes, let's go. So we start with the quarter note. Quarter note gets 1 beat. Then we can break that up and get 2 halves of beat, 1 and then we can break each of those up and get 4, which are 16th notes, 1, E, and up. And they all fall within 1 beat. 1, 1, and 1 E, and up. 1, 1, and 1 E, and up. It's all in 1 beat. Now if I'm going to put a full measure of these in here, in 2/4, it would be 1 E, and 2 E, and and we find our steady beat and say 1 E, and 2 E, and 1 E, and 2 E, and this is the steady beat. What I'm saying is the rhythm. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and. If we were to count this full measure of rhythms, we would have 1, 2, and 3 E and with a silent 4, like this. 1, 2, and 3 E and still feeling the beat the whole time. 1, 2, and 3 E and. So everybody learns triplets just a little bit different. I teach mine by saying the word triplet, but with each syllable in it. Triplet. And it all fits inside 1 beat. So I'll often draw a quarter note above it to represent it fitting inside 1 beat. 1, triplet. 1, triplet. I also teach that it's 3 eighth notes taking up the space of 2. So if we have one and, we can also have triplet. One and triplet. So let's do this rhythm here. We would say 1, 2, and triplet 4. And I don't always write it out because it's pretty easy to remember. 1, 2, and triplet 4. The main thing is you have to make sure the triplet fits inside one beat. What about quarter note triplets? But Miss Allen, what about quarter note triplets? Well, it's sort of the same thing, but it lasts over 2 beats instead of 1. 1, 2, triplet. 1, 2, triplet.